you got people going, take him out, take him out.
And you and I were in the booth. We were kind of getting a little pumped up.
Yelling over the top of each other.
We were, weren't we?
The crowd's going, what the hell are they saying?
What are they so excited about, you know? Oh, it was awesome. It was an absolutely awesome race, and congrats to Brian Smith, a.k.a. Oliver Closeoff, to pick up another win. Sportsman
what was the other
cars,
name you had for him?
One was Willie Make It.
What was the first one? Do you remember?
Oh, I've had so many for him. I've had some wild ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I've had some.
It's probably something you shouldn't say over the air.
We had one. He was Tim Templeton from
Templeton.
Tim Templeton, and he was from Tipton,
that's easy
Tennessee.
for you to say.
Yeah, say Tim
from
Templeton
Temple, Tennessee.
From Tipton. Tim Templeton from Tipton, Tennessee. Yeah, people looked at me like I was drunk.
Yeah, well, you probably were.
Timmy Templeton from Tipton, Tennessee.
See, you got to be drunk to say it. You can't even do it sober, can you?
Sober. Oh man. Yeah. So I mean, if you guys hear me say those names, and it's that, you know who it is.
It just makes it fun for us up in the booth. I mean, that does make it a lot of fun.
Lightens things up for sure.
Yeah.
Sportsman. Do you remember who won our Sportsman main event?
You know what, Corey? I slept since then. I cannot remember.
I'm pretty sure it was.
You're pretty sure you got a look?
I'm pretty sure it was Slover.
Yeah, it was.
And this kid, I mean,
was it? I better verify that. I never rely on my memory. It sucks.
So I just got a message from Joel in our group chat here when we're talking with Casey, and Casey says, "Are you a video game player?" I said, "I'm not a gamer."
I saw that.
Joel says, "Video games." He says, "Corey, you kicked our ass in the sprint simulator."
That's right.
Hey,
you did.
I got lucky.
You were the one saying, "I'm not a gamer."
I'm not.
You didn't look like you're not when we were racing in the simulators.
Here's how I pulled that off. What I did in that simulator, you got to go into a mode of you've got to think Jeremy Shank. You got to be what I call smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Okay, that's what it took.
Templeton.
Yeah, or Tim Templeton from Tennessee. You got to go into that smooth mode. Don't work the wheel too hard. You got to finesse it,
especially in that Windows 98 game.
Well, yeah. Don't listen to anything I say. I'm probably not telling you the truth.
I want a rematch
anytime.
Yeah, we just got to find out where those things are at.
Yeah, no kidding.
They're probably in Tipton, Tennessee. At Templeton's house.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
Anyway.
Well, we're going to... what is going on here? I've got so much going on.
We're going to have to finish up our portable studio.
Well, it's in the make.
Yeah, it is? How far has it got since you and I and Joel were working on it?
Not very.
That's what I'm saying.
Since you and I and Joel worked on it, I'll tell you what happened.
It got moved.
No, it got disassembled.
Well, that's good, because it wasn't really assembled.
It was kind of assembled.
It was...
What?
I had to clean it up. What are you looking for now, the winner?
Well, I was just bringing up some results. Darren Koffel, late models. The IMCA Modifieds. Do you remember the winner?
You quit asking me that. I told you I slept since then.
It was a great moment. It really was, with Lightning John Campos pulling off.
Right.
Now, this for me was another what I will call a highlight, and it wasn't even the racing with Campos. I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal that modified Saturday night. He was smooth. The car was, I'd say nearly perfect. One of the best I've seen a modified work all year.
Modified now.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, you're looking at models, talking about modifieds.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. The modified of Campos was just, it was nearly perfect. Nearly perfect. And he drove a flawless race to get to the front. And when he got to the front, he flat took off.
Yeah.
He put the boogie down and got on out. You know what I mean?
Put the boogie down.
He did.
Yeah.
He went George Jefferson and moved on up. You know what I mean? He was fast. But here's the thing. I think watching him drive the car was great. We know how great he is in a modified against a really, really strong field of cars. But to pull off that win, to do the interview, this is the thing about Campos. Campos is a guy that you know how he feels by talking with him. And he got through the interview. he got through the interview, and as I'm interviewing, I'm watching this, thinking, okay, I know where we're going, I know what's happening here. And that's the thing, being an announcer in our position, you've got to watch the drivers when you're talking with them. You don't just get up there and start talking. If you do, you better get out of the game. You've got to be able to read body language, read facial expressions, and listen to the tone. And talking with Campos in Victory Lane in the interview, and having a full race to recover and think about everything. Victory Lane for him was an emotional moment.
Yeah.
During the interview, you were there.
I wasn't there for those interviews. I checked out with my back.
I thought you were there with the video and Sandy.
Nope.
Okay, so what had happened was, talking with Campos was it was one of those guys that winning that race meant a lot to him. He was honored, and the longer we interviewed, I can see he's kind of really
realizing the moment.
Yeah. And towards the end, I'm watching this thing. Okay, I've got to wrap this up because I see what's coming, and I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable on the mic. It's not what we do, but I said, John,
it is what you do sometimes, but not at that.
If I do that, it's intentional.
You're right.
So I said, John, I know that the Clare Cup is a big race for all of us. I know for you personally. I said, what does this race mean to be a Clare Cup champion? He looked at me, and it was like somebody turned on the faucet. The eyes welled up. He looked at me, gave the cut sign across his throat, pointed to his eyes, and he says, no words. He turned around and walked off. Getting chills now thinking about it. I actually got goosebumps on my arm. But it was a good moment, and I know that just the example of what the Clare Cup is for a quality driver.
And again, it is so cool that in our racing family, it's not weak for a man to cry or tear up even, and it's so cool that we are all so comfortable with our surroundings and our company at the track that we can show our emotion, and that's what means a lot to me, that everybody can be real.
Yeah,
and it's such a good feeling.
And that's the thing is, it shows that I think it shows the people, the fans even. These guys are like any other athlete that wins a Super Bowl or an NBA title or the U.S. Open or whatever. They're humans. They're real people. And
most of them.
But again, it shows the level that Claire was on in our game, in our industry. And,
can't say enough good about the man.
No. And Slover, we talked about Brian Smith winning the Super Sports. Slover winning the Sportsman, his third win this year.
Yeah.
He has really come into his own this year. Now, he's been a good driver in the past, but with that crazy setup he had, it always wasn't quite right.
I didn't find what I was looking for on my phone. He actually went in for an emergency back surgery the other day and will be out the rest of the season. His brother
is going to pull double duty.
James, is it?
Yeah.
James will be pulling double duty, yes.
No, Chad.
You know what? I apologize if I've got him mixed up here.
I do it every week.
The one that's won, Chad's the one that's won 3 times, right? James is? God, I give up. How am I ever going to announce?
I know. You're going to do fine.
Yeah.
You're going to do fine.
Oh, yeah. There's one of the Slovers out there.
Yeah. Just say the Slover, Carl. You can't go wrong.
I apologize for that, folks.
His third win this year.
Okay.
And him and Ryan Emery.
Yeah, Ryan Emery.
Have you been watching the 97 car?
Of course I have.
This guy is really starting to get it all dialed in and put a package together underneath
Baby
it.
got new shoes last week. He was flying.
He was working, and I
living
gotta
up
say,
to the flying Ryan thing.
Yes, and the Rayburn, who traditionally are not good race cars on that kind of racetrack. You wouldn't know it with Ryan driving that car.
No.
It was smooth. It was slick, and he made it work with the new tires. And
was that in the heat race? He dropped out. Was it?
No, it wasn't the feature because the feature he was second.
Right. So I think it was in the heat race, and his son Matthew told me it popped out of gear, and he couldn't get it back into gear or something like that. But it popped out of gear was the problem when he exited the track.
Right.
So anybody wondering what that was about, that's all I know.
Right. It was.
I might have to go back to doing a little pit correspondent thing. You
like doing that, don't you?
I do. I like letting the fans know what's going on in the pits. Why Ryan Emery pulled off the track?
Right.
Just unbeknownst to anybody, you just boom, gone. It's like, what the hell?
Fans do like that.
Yeah, and I think it makes it.
Well, and now we'll have the quad and the ATV out there because Moxie got a new tow vehicle this week. So
yeah,
we'll be back in action with the pit equipment. So we'll have to do that for a little bit.
Get Moxie Mike to bring up some of those radios with him.
Yeah.
He dropped the ball on me again, man.
Yeah. It'll happen. So you want to talk about domination at Willamette Speedway in 2017? Does a driver come to mind?
Domination with a driver in any class.
You got to think about this. Who would you say is dominating their division right now?
I'd have to probably go with Brian Cronk.
I would say you're correct with 3 straight wins.
Yeah. He's been phenomenal.
I mean, other than Tracy Muse, who has 4, but Brian Cronk puts together the old street stock, misses a couple races, comes out, he's won the last 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
total domination.
He has been fast in that thing.
He has.
Yeah, he's got the late model sitting there, and I think he's having more fun with this car and having to wheel it around the track than I think he probably is as fast as that late model of his is.
Right.
It's been fun watching Brian pilot this.
That just has to be phenomenally fun for him.
Yeah.
It has to be.
That's hard to say. Phenomenally fun for him.
That's easy for me to say. Didn't you hear it? No, it wasn't.
Well, we know that Brian is a quality driver. Clean.
We need these guys to turn their volume down.
Are they blowing you up? Can you guys hear that in the background? Chris Frisbee, let us know what's going on in the background. Was it bothering you guys? We got whoa. We've got a full field.
Who's up here now? Is this Casey's race?
No, Casey's announcing.
He is? Oh.
So, Cronk. 3 consecutive wins. I mean, that's phenomenal.
It is. Have you got any feedback yet?
No one's listening.
Come on, Frisbee.
They don't like us.
Let us know. Anyway, well, we'll do the best we can to continue on here.
That's what we're doing, the best we can. It is a live location. There is all kinds of stuff going on. I wonder if you can hear those cars in the background.
I don't know. Is your wife listening?
She doesn't listen to anything I say. Ever.
Is she listening to the broadcast?
Probably.
Well, maybe she could shoot us a text and let us know what it sounds like. Anyway, Brian Cronk, yes. He has to be having the time of his life. I know I would be.
Okay, so Chris says it's okay on their end. Well, that's a good thing about directional mics.
Yeah, okay,
having directional mics the way
those little foam things that go over the mouthpiece?
Yeah, we don't have them.
Yeah, I think that's what those are for.
We probably should. Well, these headsets, and that's the one thing when we made the jump to these headsets, it really made the quality of the show a little better.
Without a doubt.
These are $350 a piece, so it is a directional mic, so it eliminates a lot of that stuff coming from that direction.
That's good to know.
Cronk.
Back to Cronk.
And Cronk. We had three Cronks in street stocks.
You know what?
And all of them are fast.
You line those guys up, I couldn't tell you which one was which.
And
they're all fast.
Cronk, and Cronk.
Cronk, and Cronk show.
Yep. Off firm.
Yeah.
Cronk, and Cronk.
No, those guys are all fast, man, and they're all great racers.
Well, and Sean brought out the
S29.
S29, first time out in it, didn't look bad, and you can see some of that footage from we rode with David Cronk.
David, okay.
In the gray 29.
Right.
There's the 29, the 129, and the S29.
Cronk, and Cronk.
Cronk, and Cronk. It's a country song. Cronk, and
Cronk.
Yeah. We got some really, really good video put up. But
I watched that entire video. That was really good. Good job by Sam Pettit, the way he edits those and goes from on this, say, lap 5, just hypothetically,
right,
from the forward-looking in the car view to the flagger's view, back to the rear view, in the same lap, and he correlates all that together. Sam, if you're listening, phenomenal job on capturing and editing all that and putting it together for us. That's awesome.
That's why we have him, and it's he gets mad at me sometimes. He'll say, "Okay, what cars are we doing?"
Oh, he's always mad at you.
He is. He is. He'll say, who's carrying the cameras tonight? And I'll say, well, I got a couple ideas, and we'll go get permission. We don't just walk up, mount cameras. We get permission.
Right. We always.
And there are some drivers that have said no, and we respect that. We find somebody else to carry them. And David did us a favor by letting us mount the Moxie action cams on his car, and we got some really good footage. And what about the new cam that we put on Jeremy Means' head?
That was pretty cool.
Was that neat?
That was.
We got a lot
I've
of
been
good
meaning
feedback.
to talk to Jeremy on that, though.